Salam and good evening. Sorry for how blurry the picture is. I was using my camera initially, but then it ran out of batteries. I just saw Aladdin, and it was great. Thank you guys for joining me today. If you are new to my channel and you love Disney movies just like me and my followers, then please subscribe and click the like button just to help us out a little bit. And if you're already subscribed, definitely click that like button, because without the like buttons, nobody will ever find our channel. I know, I too have read the plethora of humdrum reviews this movie has been given, and I too am bored with Disney remakes. This Aladdin remake is not without its issues, but it is good in my opinion, and it's worth your time to watch if you want to do that. First of all, I feel I must establish credibility in my taste, and therefore I feel like I need to tell you that I absolutely hated the new Beauty and the Beast.
Little town, it's a quiet village.
I mean, I can enjoy it with friends, and I could watch it with my daughter or whoever on a normal day. That's fine. But if I'm going to watch the new Beauty and the Beast and think about it, I see three parts that were crappy. Its story was dry crap. The singing was genetically modified crap. The set design was computer-generated crap. However, Aladdin only seems to suffer from 1 and maybe 1/6 or something like that of these points. The bad stuff, where Beauty and the Beast tried to change the story, yet also tried to keep everything 100% completely the same. Aladdin seems to make a few bold changes to the script, but then they stick with them, and it really doesn't have any effect on the script except for in a very tiny way. So the story had a small portion of an issue with it. The singing was absolutely beautiful. I only noticed Will Smith singing with a little bit of auto-tune at the very beginning, but even that matched the more hip-hop kind of feel that the music took in this rendition. So I can't really fault the movie too much for that. Which leaves us with point 3, the set design. I'm pretty sure that at least 80% of this set design was CGI throughout almost all of the movie. I mean, you had CGI animals, we had CGI people, we had CGI abs, and we had CGI backgrounds. Way too much CGI, at least for comfort for me. When Will Smith came out, he really didn't look good. Like, it was like when I'm really just trying to get out a video as fast as I possibly can, and I spend the whole video like this, trying to read my script. That's kind of the way Will Smith looked in relation to Aladdin through a lot of this movie. There were several times when I noticed, like, Aladdin was here, and Will Smith was looking down here in CGI form for the genie. Somehow I feel like Will Smith was never really quite rendered to the point of even a Pixar character, let alone a live action character. So some of the CGI was pretty bad, and there was a lot of it used in the set design, which leads me to my next point. The way the whole thing was staged and the way many of the camera angles were used made me think that it was a bit of like a High School Musical kind of a feel. Now, that being said, I do understand that it seems as though they were going for a pretty clear motif for a Bollywood type of a look. It was a little bit difficult for me to really get into. It just felt like there was a disconnect between our world and the movie. It did seem to me like this was much like going to a high school performance of a musical, but everybody in the cast is just the jocks and the cheerleaders of the high school. You do have a couple people that still can sing very well, and you also have a couple people that can act decently, but you have a couple people that are pretty much stinkers in all regards, and some of them are still in the main cast too. And one of those people that was the pretty person that they hired for the job was Jafar in this movie. Jafar, I think, was hired to be the pretty boy villain, and I think a lot of that was because they didn't want to have a Middle Eastern villain who was in Western culture considered to be ugly. I have a feeling that nobody was very happy with his performance, but we still have to chase those SJWs, don't we? The good stuff. The best part of this film has to be the chemistry between the main leads. Especially the characters of Aladdin and Jasmine have some great chemistry with each other. Naomi Scott did a bang-up job as Jasmine. I really enjoyed her modern take. It was definitely a the future is female kind of a take on Jasmine. It took it one step further than the original movie, the original animated movie took it. Jasmine, in this case, was a very self-actualized character and did a lot of proving herself that she was leadership material. I like that a lot, and I think you'd have something to look forward to in watching this film in that regard. Aladdin was also good, but his performance paled next to Naomi's. He was fun to watch. He seemed a little bit unsure of himself. I thought he did a good job of balancing a little bit of nervousness with then becoming this like king of the show and really kind of hyping up the crowd a lot. Adding life to this film also was a technique that I've never seen before, where there were some action scenes or dancing scenes, and I have to wonder if it's a Bollywood technique. Basically, whatever action sequences or dance moves they would do seemed to be sped up a frame or two. And there were times when they were really moving fast through a lot of this. However, I really liked that, especially in a movie where you had animated characters, because it's hard to make real people move like animated characters. This movie touched my nostalgic bone, and it also really got in there and grabbed like a romantic feel for me. I hated Will Smith's CGI, but Will Smith's portrayal and working with Aladdin were incredible. It was very much, this movie was very much Hitch meets Aladdin. And that is exactly what I was hoping it would be. In this case, Disney molded that script around what Will Smith already does incredibly well. I thought that Aladdin was a very well done movie, better than I thought it was going to be. And I really enjoyed it. This is coming from someone who is very much a skeptic of these Disney movies. I'm not looking forward to the new Lion King at all. I don't want to see it, and I didn't like Beauty and the Beast. I didn't even go to see Dumbo because that just didn't even look worth my time. I don't even think that one was worth a Netflix special. So give this one a chance. I do think they put some effort into it, although I would have liked to have seen maybe a few more practical effects thrown in there. Ultimately, I think it is a very well done film that does have some pretty solid motifs running through it that's enjoyable and is nostalgic for us millennials. Thank you guys for joining me today. Once again, please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next week.